Hello, Spooks.
I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Lexi. Welcome to the Guarded by Demons podcast, where we discuss all things horror.
I'm sorry, guys. We're kind of tired today.
We sleepy.
Yeah. But either way. Oh, we hope you're ready because we have a lot of spooky fun headed your way in October. And continuing our week-long countdown to Halloween is day 3. And today we are going to be talking about ghost stories. And we will be talking about our own experiences. Plus, we will be reading the ones that you sent to our email. We also have a guest with us today.
Me, Diane, also cookies. I'm also very, very exhausted.
We're all so sleepy today.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
It's okay. I mean, it's a good fucking mood to be in to tell ghost stories, I guess.
Ooh. I had a s'more beforehand, so
Nice.
yeah.
So you're not as sleepy.
No, I'm still sleepy.
But
Don't get it twisted. I'm still sleepy. I'm very sleepy.
All right, so we are gonna start off with Lexi's.
Yeah, I've got just like 3. One is mainly a ghost story, and I think I do have 2, but the third thing is just weird that happens every so often. All right. My first story. So there's a place here called Grandin Village. It's like around 100 years old. It's gonna be 90 this year. No, it is 100 years old. The theater's turning 90 this year. But they have a bookstore there called Too Many Books, and it's all secondhand books. I think I read on their website it said like they have around like 40,000 copies at a time there.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a lot of books. And I'm a real bookworm. I love reading. I don't love reading as much as I used to, unfortunately, but I still enjoy reading. And the first time I ever went in there, I've only ever been there twice. I went there with my mom. We were kind of having like a mother-daughter day. So we were going to go there, and then we went out to lunch and whatever else. I don't remember because it was 5 years ago now. Because I was 17 when this happened. We got there, and I'm the kind of person that gets butterflies when you're really, really excited about something. So, like, I am really excited, and, like, just, I go in there. Something just doesn't feel right when you go into when I went into Too Many Books, it didn't feel right. But I, like, brushed it off because I was like, okay, well, I'm still pretty excited. It's a new place. I love bookstores, yada, yada, yada. Then we looked around for a little bit, and they have a downstairs. It's in the basement. We went down into the basement, and I think it's the first time I've ever felt the color drain from my face. So it got, like, the stomach pain got worse down there. I literally felt like I was gonna throw up at any time. And I was like, Mom, we have to leave, like, because something is just not right here. And we left. And not 5 minutes later, I was perfectly fine. I didn't have an upset stomach or anything. I didn't feel sick. I was perfectly normal afterwards. So I don't know what the hell was going on there. I looked into it. I couldn't find anything about it being possibly haunted. So I'm assuming it was probably a book or something that had something attached to it, ? I don't know. So that's fun. Haunted books, woo! But yeah, 40,000 copies. There had to have been something. It has to be. And then this happened last year. I remember telling you about this, Kimberly. It was the night before Thanksgiving, and all through the house. No. And it was like around 8 o'clock at night, I think. And I'd just gotten done washing up dishes. And Kimberly, you already know the layout of my house, but basically you're standing at the sink, and through your left peripherals, you can see down the hallway and like where my mom's bedroom is, and like to the left is where the bathroom is. Out of my peripherals, I saw a woman, probably about 5'5", 5'6", with brownish red hair that was about mid back length in a old-fashioned white nightgown make a dash for the bathroom. And I wasn't tired or anything because I stay up late and 8 o'clock is really early for me. And I was like, oh my god, did I really just see that? And I go out into the hallway. I'm stupid, okay? I went to the hallway to look and see into the bathroom because I thought maybe it wasn't my mom because she had a different body shape, but I knew that something had gone in there because my dog was standing at the corner of mom's bed looking out into the hallway in the direction the woman had ran. And the name Betsy popped into my mind, and this house used to be my great grandma Betsy's house. So I'm wondering if that's who that was.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
And we do actually have a drawing of her in here, and it looked just like the woman I saw in the hallway. So that's what that was probably. And Mom was in the shower. And it was just me and her at the time because my brother was off doing who knows what. And it was just me and my mom. I was like, Mom, you're never going to believe what happened while you were in the shower. And her face dropped so quickly. She was like, oh my god, what? And I told her, and she was like, oh my god, Lex, now I'm going to have trouble sleeping tonight. And she was like, I have chills running up my body. And I don't blame her. Another thing that I kind of forgot to mention was when I went to the bathroom door, I said really calmly, I was like, I don't know who that was, but please don't mess with me. Whatever you just did, showing yourself to me, really scared me. Please don't do it again. I haven't seen anything since, thank God. Ugh. Still freaks me out anytime I think about it, because I know what I saw. And it's the only time I've ever seen something. And then the last thing I have, again, this is not really a ghost story, but it's something that happens frequently. Not as frequently as it used to, but just keeping in mind, this would happen when Mom and I were the only women in the house. It was before you moved here, Kimberly. Every so often, I will be hanging out in my room, doing whatever. And then I'll hear my mom's voice go, Lex, or Lexi, like she's getting ready to ask me to do something for her. And she'll be sitting at the kitchen table, and I'll come out of my room, and I'll be like, did you call me for something? Did you call me? She always looks at me like a little confused. And she's like, no, but I was thinking about you. So that's all I really have, honestly.
I feel like I like those. I don't know. I've had those situations too with my mom or with me. I'll either come out. Well, when I lived with my mom, I would come out of the room and I would look straight at her, and she would look at me, and I'm like, "Did you call me?" And she goes, "No," and I'm like, "Okay," and I would walk back to the room. Or she'll just randomly come into my room, and then she'll do the same thing where she'll just stare at me really quietly. And I'm like, what happened? She'll be like, did you call me? And I go, no. And then we would both kind of just awkwardly look at each other and be like, we're not going to speak about this. And then and you will just continue doing our own thing.
Yeah, that's never happened with her. She doesn't hear my voice calling her. It's only me. It's only me hearing her call my name. Whoa. And that's it. And I don't know why. I have, though, felt since Kimberly has gotten here, because you've got shit following you, dude. I swear to God, you do.
I'm sorry.
I have felt stuff tug on the bottom of my shirt when I'm standing at the kitchen sink and it's just me. Or I've felt fingers brush up against my arm, and I'm like, why? Why? So thanks, dude. You brought your ghost with you.
You're welcome. They snuck in my suitcase.
Great. I thought we were only bringing one person over here.
How would the TSA do this to you? Let me bring someone in your suitcase.
That's why your suitcase was 1 pound over. It was the ghost.
Yeah.
Ghosts weigh 1 pound. Oh, Jesus.
All right. Well, I am actually going to read one
Okay.
that we got from one of our listeners.
Hell yeah.
And this listener wants to remain anonymous. So their story is, so there were 2 times that I've encountered a ghost, and they were both at my first ex's house. This person says that I swear to this day that it's haunted. First time we were cuddling on the couch in the living room when I heard someone with heavy boots walking on the wood floor. And keep in mind, he didn't tell me that his house was haunted. Which honestly, probably, maybe he didn't know, but who knows? People would know if the house is haunted. But then they continue. But he was so calm about it, like, okay, yeah. Like, oh yeah, that must be the doctor. Okay, so he knew.
Oh.
That must be the doctor.
Okay.
And then their reply was like, and you didn't tell me about this sooner? And then the second time, they said that they swore up and down that they heard a woman calling him, and that they yelled back that he's mine, not yours, and they never heard that woman again.
What?
Hell no.
What the fuck? What does that mean?
He's mine, not yours. Goodbye. You will never hear from me again.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Anonymous, are you okay?
Oh my god.
I hope they are.
Blink twice if you need help. God. Anonymous, please. Huh. Okay. Let me see. Whose should I read first? Crystals or Adams?
Adams.
Adams? Okay.
Adams.
Alright. Adam sent us 5 fucking stories. So that's fun. Okay. Story 1. This is from Adam. My dad recalls being a child in Mexico and being on the second floor bedroom of his house.
Oh,
He recalls hearing a distant scream emanating from somewhere outside. He hears it getting closer and closer, but was too afraid to go check. He eventually couldn't handle the screaming and ran to the window, where he quickly closed it and ran downstairs to his mom's room. He recalls the scream sounded like a melding of several voices that overlapped into a cacophony of voices. I don't like that.
No.
No.
That
I don't
has,
think anyone would like that.
that has the same energy as like the whole hearing, like you're in the woods at night and you hear a whistle and you're supposed to run.
Yeah.
That no, stop. I would probably shit myself. I'm not gonna lie. But story 2. My dad recalls this very same house as a young man that he arrived tired one night, and as he was getting comfy, he turned around to a part of the room and noticed something behind an object move. I don't remember if it was a potted plant or weights, but he said a little figure moved quickly towards him, and he very quickly ran and threw the blanket or something towards it, only to see there was nothing caught by the blanket. I don't like that. It's gross. Creepy. Ugh. Oh, the third one is a long story. Oh shit. Well, it's not that long. It's long, but it's not that long. On another occasion in the very same house, my dad arrived drunk with his friends. After a chill hangout session, they all passed out in various rooms of the house. One of my dad's friends decided to sleep in the very, very same room where my dad experienced the little figure running at him. His friend was dead asleep until he was awakened by the sound of something tapping. He opened his eyes to see a hazy picture of a child sitting by the open windowsill and tapping his foot against the wall. He yelled at the child, thinking it was my dad's little brother, and then quickly passed out again. The next morning at the breakfast table, The next morning at the breakfast table, he told my dad, I cannot read this, it's in Spanish! Shit!
Oh my god.
I have to wait for this.
Oh my god, where?
Oh. Yeah, there.
Bitch, I can't read it either.
Oh
no!
my god, send it to me. Send it to me. Send it to me.
No, but here's the thing, she has it on her phone.
Oh,
Yeah, I have
okay.
it on my phone.
Wait, you can't just copy paste it on your
We can type it in
Discord?
chat.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not fucking typing it in chat.
Okay.
No, but here's the thing, Adam sent it to me, so you're fine.
There you go.
Yeah.
You survived.
What story is it?
The third
Here
one.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I cannot read.
I just can't read it because it's tiny.
I'm confused on why he did it.
I can't read it because I'm white.
No, I just can't read it because it's tiny as hell.
Oh, shit.
But here you go.
It's in chat.
Yeah. It's too tiny for me.
Hey, Junior, el pinche chico ya mero se iba a caer de la ventana. So basically, translation, damn, Junior, the damn kid almost fell off the window.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And he responded by saying his little brother was not home that day. It made my dad's hair stand up as he realized another person saw the child there.
Terrifying.
Very terrifying. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Ghost child.
Ghost child. Ew.
Ghost
No thanks.
child staring at you while you sleep.
Ew.
That's just Mason in my.
Oh no. Okay.
Trying to wake you up.
Good
Hey.
God.
He's done it at.
What's my
He's done it
password
at
for
night.
Roblox?
Mason's done it at night. I'm just like, what are
I
you
can
doing?
see it.
And he's like, I can't sleep.
I can't sleep.
I'm gonna stand over you and stare.
And I'm like, well, I can go to sleep.
Goddamn.
Aw.
Okay. moving on.
Yeah.
Story 4. My grandpa came home to his house in Mexico and saw that there was someone sleeping under the covers and decided to not disturb who he thinks is another family member. So he took his things and went to another family member's house to get comfy after a long day. In the morning, he saw the cousin who lives there with him and asked him how he slept in the house. He says, "Huh? I wasn't home last night." My grandpa was glad he didn't uncover the person underneath the blanket.
Ew.
I don't like that one.
No, I don't like that one.
No.
They didn't even check. What if it's not even paranormal? What if just someone just...
Just a squatter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just poke it with a stick.
Hey.
That's all you can do, though.
House.
Yeah, get the frying pan though, just in case.
Get the stick and get the frying pan, but poke it first.
Poke it. Story 5. My Uncle Tony used to say that as a kid he would see an older woman visit him and annoy him. It would pull his hair and enter the room to turn off the television set. The only reason my grandmother knew was because he would come yelling and crying to the room that she was in about how she rudely turned off the TV while he was watching. He would see her and apparently play with a child as well.
Okay, but just imagine just a little kid coming up to you. Man, the lady in the room turned my TV off. I was in the middle of watching SpongeBob.
Fucking, I'm missing Bear in the Big Blue House. What the fuck?
Oh my
What
god.
the hell? It was my favorite part.
It's my favorite episode. It's my favorite episode. It's my favorite episode of SpongeBob.
SpongeBob and
God.
Patrick.
Alright, should we read Crystal's email? Should we read Crystal's email?
Yeah. Okay. This shit. Give me a second. Let me get to it. that was funny. Oh, fuck, man. Okay, where did it go? Where you at? There you are. Okay, got me. All right. Crystal sends in. Firstly, she says, "Hey, it's Crystal. I hope you still remember me, Kimmy. LOL."
Of course I do. I talk about you and Sabrina like all the time.
Oh, I sent that back to her as well.
Oh my god, you did?
Yeah, I was like, also, of course, Kimmy remembers you. She gushes about you and Sabrina a lot.
Hell yeah, I do.
All right. They have multiple stories. Once when I was a little kid, maybe around 9 or 10, I was in the living room of my abuelito's house. He was in Mexico at the time. I was alone waiting for my neighbor to come over so we could play GameCube. While I was waiting, I saw someone look around the corner from the hallway by the restroom. It was just a quick moment, but still remember the silhouette. Years later, my mom was showing me pictures of my abuela, and it clicked. What I saw before me was my abuela watching me. She had passed away when I was around 5 years old.
That's fucking sad.
That's very sad. It's spooky and sad.
Yeah.
Grandma's peeking.
Grandma's peeking.
Hello.
She wants to make cookies.
No, she's like staring like, "No toques mi mantel. Don't touch my tablecloth."
Yeah,
That's already it.
Why specifically the tablecloth?
Because that's how they are.
That's how
grandmas are.
Grandmas are.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I wouldn't know. My last remaining grandmother died when I was fucking 5, so I don't have any memories of her.
My mom is a grandma, so that's just how I know. So what they do is they get the cutest tablecloth you can imagine.
Yeah.
Right? And then they put a plastic over it so it doesn't get dirty and you don't touch it. And you can't be on the table until it's dinner or lunchtime.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because if you're on it, like when it's not dinner or lunchtime, then you're gonna dirty it. And it's like, what the hell?
Don't get a pretty tablecloth.
I'm like, no.
No,
But that's why you get plastic over it. And that still doesn't make sense. Because, like, I get the pretty tablecloth and put plastic over it because, like, that's what we usually do. But I would, like, fucking sit at the table at any time. I don't care if I'm not eating.
That's fair. I think Crystal only sent us 2 stories, but that's okay. When I was in high school, I slept in the back room of my abuelito's house right by the back door with only a curtain hanging to give me privacy. That night, my cousin from Mexico, who had been staying with us, was gone for the night. Background on my cousin. In Mexico, her job was to tell people how they had died in their past lives and help them communicate with past loved ones. That night, me and my abuelito woke up around 3 a.m. with the feeling of someone pushing down on us. I was able to open my eyes and look around, but I couldn't move my body. I had seen 2 figures standing over me. One was wearing a wedding dress and the other a tuxedo. I shut my eyes and started praying, and then they were gone. Moments later, I heard running, and the door right by my bed that leads outside opened and slammed shut. I was too nervous to get up and see, but I could still see my curtain shaking from whatever ran through the house.
Ugh.
Hell no.
No, that's really scary.
I don't like that. I still have not had sleep paralysis. I'm so glad I haven't.
Oh my god.
Lucky you.
I don't want it.
Yeah, you really don't want it.
I don't want it.
Oh my god, yeah.
Kimmy, one day I'm gonna have sleep paralysis and I'm gonna come out here crying. I'm gonna be like, Kimberly!
You wouldn't even come out here. You wouldn't even be able to come out here.
Oh, when I'm unparalyzed, I will. When I'm back to normal, I'm gonna be like, give me a flop! Give me the ghost got me!
I got me, and then I got stuck, and it wouldn't let me move. And it was scary.
It was fucking scary. I will be crying. I'll turn into a fucking 6-year-old in a second.
Oh my god, but sleep paralysis is no joke. That shit's scary as hell.
I don't want it.
Shit. Oh my god.
Fuck. So Crystal finishes off with, I have more stories as well, so if you want to maybe hear more, let me know, and I can email them. I also have stories for what my mom and aunt have experienced, and then I responded to her that she could, and she didn't reply back, but that's okay.
It's okay, it's fine.
Next time.
We can do a part 2 of these.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, there's so many of these.
The more people we get listening to this, the more parts we can do.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Dude, somebody already signed our fucking, I already told you this, but somebody already signed our fucking email up for, like, Michael's.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's using our email for that. For, like, subscription shit.
I unsubscribed from it.
Yeah.
I was like, we didn't do this.
Funny.
I was like, I don't have access to the email. You have all the access to it.
Yeah, I do. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this a thing?
Oh
and then,
God.
like, earlier this year, someone signed me up for Chipotle. I've never eaten at Chipotle before. Someone signed me up for Chipotle.
That's funny.
The shit we get up to.
Yes, the shit we get up to. So, indulge us, Kimberly. What are some spooky-ass ghost stories that you got?
Yeah.
Do I have shit for you guys?
Oh, God.
I can't wait.
Okay, so a lot of it was like when I was a little kid, and then a lot of it has escalated since I've become an adult. But when I was a little kid, There were times where I didn't want to sleep in my own bed, and I would sleep on my parents' bed with them. And I slept by like the door that led to the living room, like right next to it. And so I was at the edge of the bed. My dad was sleeping next to me, and my mom was by like the headboard. And I remember waking up and seeing like two figures standing above me, looking at me. One was a man and one was a woman. And I like was frantically trying to wake up my dad. And I'm like, Dad, like someone's here. And he's like, he turned around. No one was there when he turned around. And he was like, Kimberly, just go back to sleep. It's fine. No one's here. And I'm like, no, there was a man and a woman here. And he's like, it's fine. No one's here. Go back to sleep. Let that go. Didn't think anything of it. Until I was around like 14, 15 when my dad was looking through his photo albums. And he showed me his parents, and his parents had died when he was around 16 in a car crash. And when he showed me his parents, those were the same people I saw looking down at me when I was around like 4.
Wanted to see their grandchild. Aww. It's spooky, but aww.
It's spooky, but like it's kind of sweet when you think about it. But it's like, but the thing is, like, I never told him that. I never told him like those were the people I saw. I just looked at it and I was like, oh, okay.
You should have. I would have loved to have known his reaction to that if you told him.
No, because the thing is, when my dad was doing that, it was always when he was drunk.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, so I didn't want to tell him.
Gross.
When he was drunk.
Gross.
And then when he wasn't, I just forgot about it.
That's valid.
Yeah.
I was a teenager. I was in school. I didn't have any of that to worry about.
Casually forgets about the ghosts.
Yeah.
Peeking at you in your sleep.
Yeah. Ew.
They just want to take a quick glance, you know, what a big fucking deal.
And then there was another one where I was watching cartoons in the living room. Again, I think it was 6 or 7 at that point. And I was watching cartoons in the living room. My dad wasn't home. And then my mom was sleeping in the bedroom. And I got tired, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a nap with my mom. And the thing is, like, it was a big bed. And my mom was sleeping by the door to the living room, and I was sleeping right next to her. Like, right fucking next to her. No one else was behind me.
Oh, jeez.
No one else was, like, by the headboard. It was just me and my mom in the house. And I kept feeling, like, fingers touch my back.
You know it's bad when Diane's fucking mic cuts off when you yell no.
So I was feeling fingers like touch my back. I was just like swatting it away because I didn't really think anything of it. Like my little brain kind of thought like, oh, it's probably my dad. You know, he probably like came in when I didn't notice because I was like kind of pretty tired at that point. And then it kept doing that until it finally like grabbed my shirt at the exact same time, like a fistful of the back of my shirt. At the exact same time, my dad came in the front door and yelled that he was home.
God.
So after that, I like bolted out of the room and cried to him saying that like, I thought you were the one that was like touching my back right now. And he's like, no. And then in hindsight, now that I think about it, I'm like, damn, I really left my mom back there.
Yeah.
It's fine. But the difference is that she's an adult.
Yeah. But also, like, it didn't feel like a normal hand. It felt like bony.
Ew, no.
Yeah. It felt bony. It didn't feel like a normal hand, if that makes any sense.
Oh, follow up. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right here on this computer.
And then I have one for my dad, which again, he was like drunk at the time when he tells me this stuff. But he said that he was driving home from work in his truck, and he had to like go up some hill to get to his grandma's house. And while he was driving up there, he was looking in the rearview mirror, and he said that he saw like a woman sitting in his back seat. And That's usually how a lot of like these stories go, where you find someone in your backseat.
An unwanted
Yeah.
hitchhiker. Let's
Yeah.
go.
And he said that the road that he was on is like notorious for that kind of stuff
Fun.
to happen. Especially at that time when he was going home. And he said that whenever you encounter someone like that, you just treat them like they're a normal person. You talk to them, like have a conversation with them until you get to like their destination or what they think is their destination, and they get off. And that's basically what he did. But he said that once he got home, he was like freaking out big time.
Shitting breaks.
I
Understandable.
wouldn't doubt that. That shit's like scary as hell.
Spooky, bro.
And then there was a time when we lived like on Gage, and like Adam's house was in the front, and my house was like in the back. It was like downhill.
The Gage house.
Yeah. And at the time, like I had bunk beds with my siblings, and I would sleep on the top bunk. And I don't know why, but every time I got like a really weird feeling because our bed like faced the closet. And I never liked it. And I would always like see weird eyes.
No.
Yeah, I would always see weird eyes.
Thanks.
Like looking back. And it was always me that saw it. My siblings never saw shit.
Damn, bro.
But there was one time I was with my grandma.
I'm assuming. I'm sorry to interrupt. Are they glowing or something?
Yeah.
Ew. What color?
Red.
Ew. No.
And the thing is, it's like I would look in the closet to see if there was like lights, you know, because sometimes like my dad had like supplies in the closet, or if it was like the window that was reflecting it. But my dad didn't have anything in the closet. He kept it in his room downstairs, and the window was blocked by the wall because it was more towards the wall than my bed. So I don't know what the fuck that was. But I was with my grandma, and we were watching some movie when someone came over, and it was the previous owner. And the previous owner was talking about, was like apologizing because they never said anything, but they said that their grandmother or their mother had hanged themselves in the closet, which is my closet that I was facing.
I hate it. I hate it.
Same here. This was the second house I lived in.
You know what it reminds me of? Adam recently made me watch Amityville Horror.
Oh.
And the only part that scared me was when the mom looks out the window and the two fucking glowing eyes were there.
Yeah.
That shit scared the fuck out of me. I screamed so bad. So was it like that? Like those little glowing eyes?
Yeah.
Oh no! Fuck that.
I never liked that.
I have a thing for eyes, man. I can't.
I never liked that. I was like, that, like in my head, I was like, that makes a lot of sense, but also why? Because this is the second house that I've lived in, and shit's going down.
Shit's still going down to this day.
Yes.
Just not quite as bad.
No, thank God. And then when we moved into, you're welcome.
God.
And then when we moved into the house like that my family's currently in, it was before like we had any beds or anything. So I think it was probably 3 months into the house that Chelsea decided that she's gonna sleep in the living room during summer, and I was like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna sleep in her room. And so no one was in the room with me. I would see if they would come in or come out. No one was in the closet because we didn't have anything in the closet and we kept it closed.
Yeah.
And I like locked the door because I didn't want anyone to come in and fucking like wake me up. I put on headphones, listening to music. I'm trying to like chill out before I actually sleep. And I was about to knock out when I felt something like pull my hair. But the first time, it felt like, just like the earphone like tugged my hair, you know? Like the headphones just tugging your hair. That's it. So I like kind of moved it and tried to go back to sleep. But the second time, I had both sides of my head, chunks of my hair being pulled at different directions.
No.
I don't like that.
Shit hurt so bad, and I freaked out. Opened the door, and I was like, "Did the kids come into the room?" And Chelsea's like, "No." And I'm like, "Did you ever come into the room?" And she's like, "No, I've been here watching a movie." And I'm like, "I don't like this." But you know what my dumbass did? Still fucking slept in the room.
Of course. Naturally.
And then it's not even me that has like paranormal experience in that house. Like some of my other family members have had experiences in that house. Like one of my cousins, when they were sleeping over, they said, "Hey, I had like this weird ass dream. I don't even know if it was a dream or anything, but it felt real because like you were sleeping on the couch and I was sleeping on the floor, like how like it was when I came over." And I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "I saw someone by your mom's bedroom door, and the dining room faces the living room." So they were asleep on the floor.
I remember.
They saw this like woman by my mom's fucking bedroom door, and they weren't moving, but they thought like, "Oh, it's probably like my mom or Chelsea," because the woman had like curly hair, and both my mom and Chelsea have curly hair. And they were like, calling out to either like my mom or Chelsea. They did not reply until they slightly moved, and that's why they got freaked out. I was like, "No, I've never seen that.
I don't want it."
I've only ever seen like shadows.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen like shadows. I've never seen like a good like outline or a specific person besides those people when I was young, which was apparently my dad's parents.
It's very weird. But when I saw what I assume was my great-grandmother, it was kind of like when you take a picture of somebody, you can still make out who it is.
Yeah.
But your hands are shaky, so the picture is blurry. It looks like that. That's the only way I can describe it. Is like a blurry photo.
Yeah, but you can still pretty much tell who it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's basically just like a camera, not even like a shaky camera, it's just a camera out of focus, basically, is what it looks like.
You know, but like in their case,
It's really
they
creepy.
didn't see a face. It was just hair covering it. Yeah.
No.
So basically, like think of the girl from The Ring.
That's what I was thinking, unfortunately.
But
gross.
with like curly hair.
No, thank you. I don't want it.
And then yeah,
It looks
Curly
funny.
hair ring girl, no.
and then I've heard voices, which either they're calling me or I hear someone calling my siblings.
Oh, hell no.
And I assume like it's my mom, so I'm like, "Oh, hey, Chelsea, mom's calling you," or like Matthew, Mason, mom's calling you. And then they come up to me and they're like, "Mom wasn't calling me," and I was like, "Oh, like I thought I heard someone call you, and I thought it was like mom because it sounded like my mom." And then there's sometimes where like my mom comes into mine and Chelsea's room, and she's like, "Did you guys call me? Or did one of you call me?" And we're like looking at each other like, "No."
Ew.
And there were times where like
I'm glad that's a universal experience.
it is a universal experience. There are times where Matthew would just look at the fucking wall for no fucking reason. He would look at the wall for no fucking reason. And me and Chelsea were like, "He sees something. We know it."
So thank you.
That's not like 100% sure. He could probably just be spacing out. We didn't know. But like with shit happening,
You out, yeah.
yeah, with like shit happening, it kind of freaked us out, and we're not gonna like rule it out. And then there was this one time where I was out with my uncle helping him DJ a party, and it was around midnight that my mom told me that she heard banging on mine and Chelsea's door, and she thought that Chelsea just locked me out of the room because she does that whenever I come home late. So she was just like, "Oh, Chelsea just probably like locked her out of the room. It's fine." But I didn't come home till 3 a.m, and I came home, left what food I brought on the table, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, like I'm home," and she's like, "Did you just get home?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, you weren't knocking on the door for Chelsea to open it earlier?" And I was like, "No, like I just got home and the door's open." And my mom still refuses that My mom still refuses to believe there's anything
Oh my
paranormal in the
God.
house.
She's just in denial at this point.
Yeah, even though like Chelsea has experienced it too, and my mom has had more experiences with it, and she just doesn't want to believe it.
Which is understandable, honestly.
Very understandable. No one wants to like experience any of this.
Oh, too bad.
Like a lot of this is like pretty scary, but I've also had instances where it's not scary at all. Where there are times where like I'm doing the dishes in the kitchen, and like I just feel like something lean on me, like if someone's putting their head on my shoulder, like they're resting it there.
Oh.
Or at night when I'm sleeping, I feel like there's someone hugging me. And there are other times too where I sometimes feel like someone's holding my hand at like random points of the day or night.
I think your ghost has a crush on you.
Yeah. They need emotional comfort, and you're the only one that would give it to them.
Me too. Is this why they stuck this long?
Probably.
Yeah.
I still feel it even here. Even here, I still feel it. Sometimes I still feel it.
She brought shit with her.
Like, yeah, like even when I came here, I would tell Lexi, like, yo, dude, like I felt something like touch my back, or they're either like holding my hand, touching my shoulder, or I feel something like run through my hair, like if it's fingers or something.
Yeah, since you've gotten here, I'll be like you've experienced this too. I'll be standing at the kitchen sink and I'll be like washing my hands or like whatever. And then like more than once, I think like good 3 times now, I've felt like something tug on my shirt or like fingers run down my back, and I'll turn around because you're behind me and you're like good 2 feet away from me. And I'm like, did you just like touch my back? And you're like, no. I'm like, I just felt something touch my back, dude. Like,
yeah,
it's freaky. It's really weird when there's somebody in there with you to corroborate the fact that they were not touching you, but something was touching you.
Yeah.
dude. And that time you were like fucking all jokes, like you're gonna hit my head with the fucking microwave.
Uh-huh.
And it just fucking stopped out of nowhere.
Yeah, like I went to go like because this is just how we joke around. I'm like, I'm gonna hit your head with the microwave door, and I went to go open it really quick, and like I had my hand on the handle. I wasn't gonna let it swing, and then something like actually stopped it.
What?
And I don't know what it was.
It's also because like, I was getting something out of the microwave. That's why I was there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just messing around with you, and you didn't put your hand up.
It's because like no, but it's just because like the microwave door like just opens by itself like more when you open it and you just leave it alone. And she had grabbed it and she was just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like slam it right here. But like that's all fucking jokes. We don't really do that with each other.
Yeah.
No.
We don't really mean it, but for some reason like it just stopped.
Yeah.
Before she could even do anything.
I still had my hand on, like I had my hand on the handle. I was holding it, and I pulled it to like hit your head with it, quote unquote. And then I felt like something stop it with it still in my hand, and like something was pushing up against it to keep me from hitting you in the head. So
I don't know.
I was joking. I wouldn't actually do that.
Oh, the ghost didn't know that.
Apparently not.
Like, how about no? How
don't touch my girl. What the fuck?
You're like, I have been holding his hand for too long. You're not going to mess it up.
God. And then it follows us to my Aunt Cindy's house when we go cat sitting too.
Yeah, I heard the last time we were cat sitting, I not only like saw shadows, I heard whispering when I was like, she was already in the living room, but I was like behind her a little bit because the cat was like following me. I heard voices, could not make out what they were saying, but they were like male voices in the house.
It's just us two and one cat.
Yeah.
And the cat meows really quietly.
Yeah. But like I could distinctly hear voices.
I also didn't know you saw shadows while we were there.
Yes, I have. But I also see shadows here.
Ah!
Wow.
I'm not gonna sleep. I'm gonna pull an all-nighter.
But yeah, I have a lot of shit. Like, it's no matter what house I'm in, something happens. No matter what. and it's fucking weird.
What's the most recent thing that's happened for you?
The most recent thing was, again, someone touched my back in the shower, and usually I could like debunk it where it's like, oh, the shower curtain. No, like it felt like a hand.
Yeah, and you could debunk it as the shower curtain because like the showers, our
yeah,
shower's
it's so small, and usually like it does sometimes like touch the shower curtain. So I think that, but that's usually cold.
You felt fingers,
Yeah,
And it's usually cold.
Yeah.
That what I felt was not cold, and it felt like actual fingers.
No, thank you.
Did anything happen while we were on vacation too?
Yeah.
Really?
Ah!
God.
Do you think I want to ruin someone's vacation by talking about no?
Tell me. We're not on vacation anymore.
Now I can. So there was the one time when I told you that, when we were like looking for the fucking trash can, I was walking around and I thought I like saw someone there, not with me outside, like close, but like a little bit far away, not close to the house. And I thought it was like, oh, the other people that are here, you know?
Yeah.
No.
We're at the end of a long dirt road.
Yeah. So it's like, that's impossible. Unless they have the fucking speedboat. But I thought I saw someone in the corner of my eye, and then I looked, no one was there. And then in the house, I heard some voices at night when I went to go into the kitchen. And I was like, that's not like anyone here, because it's like literally me, you, your aunt, and your mom. And you guys were all in the fucking bedrooms. I was in the kitchen.
Mm.
And
I do have to say, on the same property, I think it was the same property, there was an abandoned shack, I think it was, or a shed. It was really overgrown, and I know it's a cliche kind of, oh, it looks haunted, but
clearly,
but it just makes me wonder. I'm like,
maybe something happened. Maybe.
We
don't know.
And I mean, like the town that we were near was like half of it was abandoned.
Yeah.
When we were driving through it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I did get like weird sense ever since we were like driving. We were getting close to there. I did not like how I felt.
Yeah. It was a pretty cool place for the most part, but it was kind of like far away from like people, which I usually wouldn't mind, but it was really weird for me personally.
And then there was one time when I went outside. No one else was out there. Everyone was inside the house. I went outside and then I felt someone like pull at my arm. Like if I'm like grabbing both my hands around Lexi's arm. That's how it felt. Like someone was trying to pull me to like show me. Like if they're excited to show me something.
Oh my god. You're a ghost girlfriend, dude.
I just went back inside after that.
IRL Julia the Phantoms.
Oh my god.
God.
I was gonna ask this next time, like, okay, so how's your girlfriend? Like,
oh my god. They're doing great. They're doing fine.
Any good hand holding lately?
They're doing great.
We don't even know if it's a girl.
I know, we don't.
I'm gonna pretend.
Can we just assume that? Can we just assume their gender?
Well,
let's not do that. That's mean.
I don't know.
do it.
Pause.
I was trying to think because I'm like, okay, but if they're like, how do you feel the size of the hand? You have really tiny hands, though. Fuck.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So you can't really compare.
Like because like everyone's hand is always bigger than mine, no matter what. Like Lexi's hand's bigger than mine, and like it's just.
I'm only 2 inches taller than you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but your hand's bigger than mine anyway.
Yeah, I have long fingies.
Like I can't tell the difference.
I feel like you'd be able to tell if it was a guy's though, because a guy's hand would really be a lot bigger than yours.
Yeah, it'll be a little more, but the thing is, like, sometimes I hold Adam's hand, and Adam's hand doesn't feel any different.
Is it like the size of Alex's hand? Because I know you've like compared hand sizes with Alex.
Alex's hand is really big, though.
Yeah,
like really big.
To be fair, he's like 6'8".
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's my tallest friend. He's literally like 6'8".
I mean, but also a lot of the times, like, it's not even that I could feel a hand. It's like a lot of the times I feel like pressure.
Yeah.
or just like knowing that something's there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird. Weird as shit.
It's very weird.
I don't know.
Brr.
Apparently that ghost has followed me throughout my childhood up till now.
Damn.
The ghost is growing up with you.
Apparently.
Growing up with ghosts.
Aw.
Growing up with ghosts?
Damn.
Yeah. Growing up creepy. I don't know.
Okay, see, I was trying to think of that. I'm like, it's like that show about the girl that like gets raised by bugs.
Yeah.
We're talking about that in the beginning of October, so that's great. Woo!
How
It's one
fun.
of my favorite shows.
Dude, I love that
It's cute.
goddamn show.
Same. I thought it was so cute.
I was like, damn, I wish I was this cool.
Her bug parents were pretty cool.
I'm so chilling.
The bug parents being better than like human parents. Damn.
Whoopsie.
Bugs are better than humans.
Dang.
Yeah, when we were on vacation, I saw my first wild praying mantis. That was really cool.
Really?
Nice.
How cool.
Yeah.
And there were frogs everywhere. Little froggy.
There was a lot of little frogs. I miss those little dudes.
They were cool. They were so green.
But yeah, that's what I'm gonna share.
Okay.
Woo. Shit. So much spookiness.
So much.
So much.
So heckin' much.
How many times have you had sleep paralysis here?
Once.
Just once?
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Once.
I'm impressed, actually.
Me too.
Damn.
I thank the universe for that. Thank you. It's for only giving me one sleep paralysis night.
Here, you get a taste of it. That's it.
All done.
You are free, child.
Oh, boy.
I mean, sleep paralysis is like connected to stress, and I was
Heckin' stress.
so stressed before moving here.
See,
And
that
I would
means
get
now you're
stressed a
stress
lot.
free.
Mostly.
Mostly.
Stress free. You're
Yeah.
like, I am good now. I am safe.
For once. Yee. Hell yeah.
I gave her a little head bonk. Bonk.
What are your ghost stories?
Had a few.
You have a few.
I wrote down the ones I'm like, okay, these are the for sure skis. I know I have a lot, but here's the same one. I think I had one. Oh, which one of you? I think both of you. No, I think it was Lexi, the one about. No, you did too. Your grandparents one. So I have one, but it's not my grandparents. It was so my dad likes telling me this story, and I hate it.
Oh
oh.
my god.
He just says that so he would get up at work like around 4 a.m. sometimes. So he said he woke up at 4 a.m. and I was like 3 or 4 and he was getting ready and he comes back to the room and he just hears me giggling.
Oh.
And he looks over and I'm sitting up, I'm giggling and I'm looking up. And he's like, baby, what are you giggling at? And then I stare straight at I look straight at him and I go, it's Tia. It's my auntie. My aunt had died like a month ago, like a month before that situation.
Oh my god.
And it messes me up because I have no memory of my aunt because she died when I was like 3 or 4. But apparently she was like that. She was literally like in love with me. Like whenever I went to Mexico, like she made sure she's like, this is my little princess. They're not gonna touch the ground, and that they would carry me all day long. And I was like, damn, I was a fat baby. So it's like a weird thing where it's like, ah, she came and visited after she like passed away.
Aw.
It's always sweet when that kind of happens.
Yeah.
It's spooky because it's like, ooh, you're dead. But
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like, ah, you're dead and you're still thinking about me? Damn.
It's sweet.
That shit hits.
Yeah. I actually do have another brief story because it's my mom's basically, but because your story reminded me of it. I was like, I mentioned earlier, I was like 4. I think I was 5, probably when my mom's mom died, my last grandmother. And she never told me this until I got older because she didn't want to freak me out. But every night or not every night, every so often, like if I think she was like stressed out or something, I'd have to ask her. But she would feel like this pressure on the side of her bed, like someone sitting down next to her at night while she's laying in bed. And she's like on the edge, like not on the edge, but like on her side. My dad is on his side. She'd turn on the light, nobody or nothing would be there. Like no animals would be there. Nobody would be there. We have a friend who was a next door neighbor. She doesn't live next to us anymore, unfortunately. Miss her. But she came over one day and they were like shooting the shit. You know, they're friends, good friends. And my mom's friend looks at her. She's like, "Okay, your mom won't stop." Like, how did she say it? I don't remember how she said it, but I think she looked at my mom and she was like, "Do you ever get visits from your mom?" And my mom's like, "Yeah, sometimes I feel her sit at the foot of my bed." And my mom's friend looks at her. She's like, "But that's not right. Your mom says that she sits on the side of your bed." Come to find out, family friend is in fact a medium. And decided then and there to like tell her, because like my grandmother apparently would not leave our family friend alone. And she was I think she described my grandmother as like being like a little firecracker. I think like she wouldn't stop like messing with her and just like telling her to talk to my mom about this, yada yada yada.
Hey,
so I thought that was really
check
cool.
on my daughter. Go. Hey, go check on my daughter. Hey,
Yeah.
have you called my daughter yet? Go ahead.
But yeah, that's what your story reminded me of, Diane.
Yeah, they're nice. Like said it. Like they're spooky, but they're like nice, like a weird spooky nice way.
Yeah.
Wholesome spook.
Wholesome spook.
Another story. Well, it's not really a story. It's kind of like how Lexi was saying. Just like I don't know why, but like the house I grew up in always made me feel uncomfortable. I've never actually felt okay in that house.
Yeah.
And it would fuck me up. At first, I'm like, nah, it's probably just my tism, and that's just how I feel in everyone's houses, right? But then I would go to my friend's house, and now that I moved and I have my own place, and I'm like, I don't feel the same weirdness I felt when I was at home. What the fuck? And like, I always saw things, but I kind of thought they were normal. And then I would explain it to Adam, and he was like, no, that's not what you see at the house. So like, I would my mom didn't like me having the door closed to my room, so I would always have it open. But it always made me uncomfortable because if I'm doing something, because I like sitting down crisscross applesauce on the floor.
Yeah.
Either playing games or reading a book or writing or just anything, literally anything. I'm crisscross applesauce on the floor.
It's comfy.
It's comfy, but I could always, in the corner of my eye, I always saw something watching me from the door.
No.
Because there's a little hallway. My room was on the left side of the hallway, and I would always see either something peeking from the top of the door or literally from the bottom of the door.
Yeah.
Ew.
And I would always see it, and I would like, this is why I closed the door. It has nothing to do with anything else. It's just I get really freaked out.
Yeah, I can't have my door open when I sleep. I cannot do it.
Yeah, like for a long time, like I would have to tell Adam, like I get scared to go to sleep because I can feel I can feel things. I feel either something at the edge of the bed or at a very specific corner of my room.
Yeah.
And at first I'm like, it's just my anxiety. It's okay. And then like again, I moved or I would go to sleep in other people's houses and I'm like, I do not feel the same fucking way. What the fuck? Are you telling me my house is just fucking weird?
Yeah, basically.
And I would hate it.
Yeah, that kind of like I've mentioned this before, but there is a creepypasta based off that whole notion of like there's something always creeping in your peripherals, and you can kind of see it, but as you look, it like disappears.
Yeah.
It's always lurking around the corner.
The worst.
Ugh.
My next portion of my part of the podcast. I call it the Bell Garden incident.
The what?
The Bell Garden incident. So Bell Garden
Okay.
is a city over here next to Bell, and I think behind Commerce, which is up, near East LA.
Yeah.
And my sister moved to an apartment there around when I was like I was 10. I remember vividly I was like 10 because I remember that was around the time I started 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And she would sometimes be alone in the house, and so she wouldn't feel alone. She would drag me over there, and I'm like, "Yay, I'm hanging out with sister." But that apartment, the second you step in, felt terrifying. Something in there always felt horrible. My only safe spot was the living room. For some reason, the living room felt safer compared to the kitchen. Felt horrible. And the hallway. The hallway was utterly terrifying. And I remember vividly that every single time my sister would take me to her apartment, we would always sleep in the living room. And I would always ask, why don't we sleep in your room? And she goes, I just think the living room's nicer. It makes us feel like we're having a sleepover. And I'm a little 10-year-old dumbass. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a sleepover with my sister. But like very slowly I'm realizing, I'm like, no, something else is going on here.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. So I always felt something staring at me either from the hallway or from the kitchen. And I hated the kitchen because it's the kitchen. I'm always in there looking to see what can I eat? What am I gonna, what are my little grabby hands gonna be grabbing? The biggest incident I can think of in that apartment was one time my sister brought me over, and my nieces and nephews were at their dad's house. So she was alone. That's why she brought me over. And she goes, I'm going to go take a shower. So just chill it here. And I'm like, sick. I'm going to watch The Simpsons. So I put on The Simpsons and I'm watching, and I'm just waiting for my sister. Everything's kind of pretty fine except for me casually looking at the hallway, and I'm like, please stop staring at me, whatever, you're there. And then I hear my sister turn off the water, right? And I'm like, oh, sick. I'm gonna try to scare my sister.
Oh God.
Dumbass, pendeja, I'm a dumbass. I go and I sneak into the hallway, and she's opening the door at this moment. So I think she knows I'm there, but I'm still like, I'm still gonna hide. She opens the door. I'm still sneaking, and I'm laying on my tummy, basically, on the side of the door, in the hallway closest to my niece's room. And I'm there, and I'm waiting to, like, scare the shit out of her. And I can see her. She's, like, doing her hair, and she's blow drying her hair and all that stuff. In my mind, I start countdowning, like, okay, in 10 seconds, I'm going to, jump up and scare my sister. And I'm like, 10, 9, 8. And as I'm counting, I hear a voice behind me in my niece's room. And I hear her saying my niece's name. Kathy.
Ugh.
Kathy. I freeze for a moment and I go, who the fuck is here? It's just me and my sister. And I hear it again, Kathy. I get up and immediately sit next to my sister, and I don't tell her anything. And she doesn't say anything. She just looks at me and she goes, hi. And then just keeps doing her hair. And I'm just like, did she hear it too and didn't want to deal with it? Because I'm like, I even thought about it, like, what if it's my sister? She was fucking with me. But I'm like, I vividly heard it behind me, and it did
Yeah.
not sound like her.
Your sister's good at throwing her voice around the house, apparently.
Oh my god.
That's the big, like, that was my big, like, fuck that house. And then there was, like, little other stories that confirmed, like, okay, it's not just me. Like, my sister told me that one time her mother-in-law was visiting, and she slept in the room, and that she just wakes up to hearing her scream one night. And she goes up to the room. She goes, "What happened? Are you okay?" And the mother-in-law goes, "The face in the wall was coming towards me."
Ew.
When she told me that, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to sleep in your room anymore. That's why we sleep in the living room.
God.
And then I just remembered to confirm my niece, the voice calling to my niece incident. And see, this is the part where it's a little like iffy, because my niece is she's also autistic, but she needs way more support. So she's had to be in special ed classrooms for literally all her life. And sometimes the things that she does are like a little creepy, but we don't know if that's because she's looking at something or if it's just that's just how her brain is wired, that she's just doing something. But my sister would catch her talking and giggling and just looking up at the wall. And I'm like, is that the voice that will call her? I don't know.
No.
I really don't know. But the Bell Garden apartment, that shit never fucking leaves my mind. I always think about it whenever I pass in the freeway and I pass Bell Gardens. I'm like, I'm not going near there.
Oh my god.
God.
I have like recent stuff, and it's funny because all of these happen in George's house.
Oh my god.
And I guess he didn't send the stories in. I hope he sends them in sometime. George is just like Kimmy, where something's following him.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
It's wherever he fucking goes, something's fucking happening. And when he moved to his new house, I would hang out with him for a good amount of time. And so because of that, I'm like, I already feel things. I can only happen now being in a place where entities follow you. I'm gonna for sure feel things. So a lot of these things happen to me and I just don't get scared because I'm like, this is normal, great.
Yeah.
So one of them, I was hanging out with him in the room, and it's time for me to go, and I get up. It's nighttime. I get up. I see something from the corner of my eye. I look to the right, and he has a big window, and I see a white face on the window.
Ew.
And it just disappears. And I'm looking at it and I'm trying to think, okay, is it a reflection? Is it something in the backyard that's making it look like his face? I'm like trying to be rational about it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just looking and I'm trying to observe. And I guess like George notices me and he goes, "What happened?" And I go, "I saw a face on the window." And he goes, "Oh no, I think it's just this, da 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 da," And then I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about it because I'm like, okay, I don't think so. And we walk out of the room. We walk out to the car, and he goes, "I lied. I've seen this face before, but I didn't want to freak you out more." And I'm like, "Well, you already told me, so I fuck it."
Might as well say something.
I guess, at the end of the day, you told me, so.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
I know. Another one is, this one I like saying because it's funny to me.
Oh boy.
So, at this point, we already know there's a ghost in his room or something in his room, and we'll call it out. Like, we'll go like, "Hey, ghost boy, don't bother me today," or some shit, or if something happens, we go, it's just a ghost. It's just our friend. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting down on his bed, and he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna go get something. I'm gonna go get a soda. Do you want a soda?" And I go, "Yeah, get me I don't know, a Coke or something." So he walks out. He closes the door. Something in me turns my body, and I'm staring straight at the door. And I'm like, "Why am I staring at the door? This doesn't feels right." And as I'm staring at the door, as I am staring at the door opens
No.
slowly, and there's no one in the hallway.
Ew.
So,
thank
so
you.
what do? I look at the door and I go, "You better not close it back up." And it slowly closes.
Oh my god.
And then George comes in like 2 minutes later, and I go, "Guess what happened?" I'm like, Ghosty tried coming in, and I told him no.
I love how that worked.
I told that
Dude,
bitch what
I was surprised. I was like, "That's not gonna work." And I was like, "Oh shit."
The
He's
ghost respected
respectful.
boundaries, man.
He's respectful. Thank you, Mr.
We
Ghost.
love a respectful ghost.
The last one is, and I just remembered it. Like I remembered it like right before we started recording. I
Mhm.
was up at like fucking 4 a.m. I think
Mood.
Adam was at work, and I was waiting for him to get out of work so I can talk to him. But I don't think he ever responded to me, and I was like, "Fuck him." So I called George instead, because I'm like, George can't sleep. He's probably awake. And I call him, and lo and behold, he's awake. He goes, "What's up?" And I'm like, I'm not sleepy. Let's talk." And he goes, "Okay, cool." And we're talking, and we're just chilling. And it gets to a point where I guess it's like like about an hour past, because it was like 5 o'clock.
Mhm.
And we just we're both kind of just there silently, like listening to each other, like, "Oh yeah." And as we're like just kind of like saying like something to each other very casually, we hear a hello.
Oh my god.
And I go, "Huh?" And he goes, "What?" And I'm like, "What you say?" And he goes, "Nothing." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And we just kind of just forget it. And then I guess like about 15 minutes later, he goes, "Wait, you heard something, huh?" And I go, "Yeah." And he's like, "What'd you hear?" I heard like a deep hello, and I thought it was like you like trying to make sure I'm awake. And he goes, "I heard it too, but it wasn't me." And I'm like, "Well, whatever it is came through the phone, so it's probably from your place." And he goes, "Fuck."
Oh my god.
That happened with
And
us when we would talk on Messenger, Kimberly.
Yeah, I would.
what?
Yeah, because the thing is, and it would come from my end
Yeah.
because she
Mm.
would like say like, "Hey, did you say something?" And I was like, "No," because a lot of the times, it would be just like quiet sometimes because I would be busy doing something and she
Yeah.
would be busy doing something. So we had like those quiet periods,
Uh-huh.
and she would say like, "What?" And I'm like, "What? Like, did you say something?" "No, I thought I heard something." And then sometimes it would happen when I'm talking to her and she's like, "Oh, is someone with you there?" And usually when I would talk to her, it was like at night before my mom came home from work and like all the kids were asleep. And I was like, "No, like my brothers are asleep, Chelsea's in the room, and my mom isn't home. I'm just alone in the kitchen."
Yeah, I would hear like hushed whispering, like they didn't
Yeah.
want to interrupt something. That's what I would hear
Yeah,
coming from your end.
they're being polite.
Yeah.
They're waiting till we're off the
They're
phone.
like, "Oh, hey, there's no more toilet paper. We need more toilet paper."
Well, you know, sometimes I would go into the bathroom and there really wasn't after we got off the phone. And I'm like, "Oh shit.
God dang it.
Who didn't fucking replace it? I don't know."
Hmm.
Yeah, that would happen sometimes.
Yeah.
It would freak us both out. Mostly you, because it did come from your end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, sorry,
Because I'm
dude.
just like, I didn't say anything. I didn't even hear anything.
Yeah, that would happen quite a bit.
Scary.
It
was.
always sounded like she right up on the mic whispering nonsense, but like it wasn't you.
No.
It did sound like children though. Sometimes.
Wee.
Well, the only kids that were there are like my sister and my brothers, but they were always in bed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was like multiple, like I'd say 10-year-old kids, it sounded like.
Yeah, it's around like Mason's age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creepy.
But it wasn't multiple kids. Like, there's only one.
No, thank you.
No. I do remember one story, though. And when I say, like, it's happened at almost everywhere I've lived, it happened when I used to live in Montebello with my mom's ex. And we were there. I was, like, taking a nap. Because I didn't sleep well the night before, and I had just dropped off Mason at school. So I was taking a nap in the living room, and they have, like, a staircase that leads up to their bedrooms. And I heard someone, like, running down the stairs. But the thing is, I was staring directly at the staircase. No one was there in the house with me. I was alone. And I could, like, you know, say it was the neighbors because, like, it was an apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
So we could say it was, like, the neighbors next door or something. But no, it sounded directly on the staircase that was right next to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I told my mom's ex-boyfriend about it, and he's like, yeah, so apparently, like, our apartment's haunted for some reason. I don't know. He doesn't have details about it. So I couldn't get details about anything, but yeah. Apparently it was confirmed haunted.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
This myth confirmed. Not busted.
I thought you were getting ready to say this bitch. I don't know why.
This ghost got me paying the rent.
Oh, please. I'm trying to get my dog under his blanket.
Aww.
He can't sleep without being under his blanket.
Oh, you were definitely okay.
What up? Sorry,
You want me to? Same.
He likes to sleep under the blanket with his nose hanging out.
Aww.
He does. It's cute, man.
He's a big baby. Oh, baby.
He is. Is that all that we have for today?
I think that's... Well, I've got one more that I kind of
Alright.
vaguely remember from my mom. This was back when I was, like, a baby, so obviously I'm not gonna remember shit.
Yeah.
My mom had to go away to, somewhere, I don't remember where. I think over... Let me look it up, actually, because you could actually still stay at this particular hotel she had to stay in. Let me see. I think it was called Smithfield Tavern and Inn. I'm just, like, looking it up so I can get a general idea of the location.
I think it's it. I think I remember her telling us that story.
Yeah.
It was like some particular room that she stayed in, right?
Yeah. I think... Okay, so yeah, this is in Smithfield, Virginia. It's called Smithfield... the Smithfield Inn. It used to be called the Smithfield Tavern and Inn, but I guess it's just called the Inn now. But she had to go over there for a little bit because I think it was like 2 weeks or something like that, because she was training for under Gwaltney, I think is what it was, for Valleydale, which is a place that she used to work out here before it got shut down. And this particular inn is pretty famous in Virginia. It's known to have had, like, George Washington stay there, and I think a couple of other famous figures. I can't remember which. But her hotel room, I believe, was the Queen Mary suite, I think is what it was called. I'd have to look it up. But it was also right across the hallway from the George Washington suite. And she, so one of her old coworkers, I think, told her that it was haunted, and she was not very happy because she was like, dude, I'm gonna have to, like, stay here. And, like, by the time she got home, or got back to there from training, it was already nighttime, it was already dark. Like, the bar was shut down for the night. So it was always dark. And, like, one night, she has to have a fan to keep her cool, or whatever. Or the noise, I don't know. It's either or probably both. And she... I'd have to ask her about this story again. But her fan had been shut off sometime during the night. And no one had come into her room. She was by herself, because me and Dad were home. And that's basically it, is that something had shut off her fan in the middle of the night. and it really freaked her out, and she had called my dad crying about it. And my dad is a heavy skeptic. He's like Shane style skeptic from BuzzFeed Unsolved,
my
except
God.
he's really mean about it.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
But didn't she also say like she didn't feel well either?
I think I feel like maybe she'd gotten sick there from something. I can't remember. I'd have to ask her. We can ask her tomorrow if you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, Smithfield Inn. Definitely look it up. It's a really pretty hotel, honestly. But yeah, it's old. I think it was built in the 1800s. I can't remember though. I'm pretty sure it was built in the 1800s. I could be wrong. I don't fucking remember. I have to look it up again. I don't
Amazing.
fucking know. It's haunted. Whatever. It's haunted. That's all you need to know.
It's spooky.
It's spooky.
It's spooky.
It's spooky. Hold on, I want to actually look it up real quick.
Talking about Shane, have you seen Ghost Files?
Yeah, we saw it yesterday.
Oh my god!
It was so good.
That was so good.
I loved it.
I've been waiting 84 years.
Let me see here.
It was so good, dude. I fucking loved it. I thought it was so funny.
Miss those bastards. They're so funny.
I
Yeah.
know. I love the whole yeah, I heard something. No, he didn't. He in fact did.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh my gosh. Let me see here.
Oh my god, the cat has his paw over his face.
A baby. Sleeping. I think this was the room she stayed in. This one right here.
Oh, that one?
Yeah. It doesn't say what the name of the suite is. Yeah, it was built in the 18th century. That's how old this place is. Yeah, built in 1752.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's old, dude. Oh, the baby. He's snoozing.
I sent a picture of the cat in chat.
He's a little baby. He's been napping all day.
Yeah, he has. He's been reading today.
I wish it was
I call Phantom a little Cheeto Puff.
He's
a little cheetah puss.
Yeah.
or a croissant. We mostly call him a rotisserie chicken, though.
Yeah. He fucking looks like one when he loafs. It's funny.
Oh, what a baby.
Oh my god. He's really knocked out. It's funny.
He's outie.
Good for him, though.
Good for him. All right, I think that's everything.
Is that everything?
Yeah. But yeah, Smithfield Inn, built in 1752. Let's go book a night.
Damn.
Is old as fuck. Oh, well, little spooks, that's going to be it for us today.
All right, well, join us tomorrow with Adam and another one of my cousins as we talk about spooky songs.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah. Don't forget to rate us and tap that bell icon on Spotify so you don't miss an episode. If you want to follow the Guarded by Demons socials, we're on Twitter at Guarded Demons. And we're also on Anchor, YouTube, and Instagram at Guarded by Demons. We also have an email, guardeddemonpod@gmail.com. If you want to write in and suggest some topics, movies, or games we could play on the podcast, we're also on iTunes, Apple Podcast, and Google
Podcast.
Google Podcast.
So, yeah.
It was Google Music, Google Podcast.
Google Podcast. Also, we are on iTunes, on the Google Podcast store, and if you want to rate us and leave a review, we will read it
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Be nice about it, or we're gonna cry.
I have access to it, so I probably won't cry.
You
I
hurt her
just won't
feelings.
read it.
If you hurt her feelings, I will steal your knees.
But you gotta leave a 5-star review so we can read it on the podcast, though.
Yeah. Shit, I don't fucking remember what I was gonna say. Carry on.
So, do you have anything to plug in, Dan?
Yes. I am a rat VTuber. You can find me on Twitter and on Twitch as Hello Cookies. I'm gonna spell it out this time because it's a doozy. Hello Cookies is HEWWOKOOKIEZ because I'm quirky.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. I love it.
All right. Once again, I am Kimberly, and if you want to follow me on my personal accounts, I am the Lesbian Spook on Twitter and Spooky Scary Lesbian on Twitch and Tumblr. Tumblr is where I write fan fiction about anything, almost anything. And Twitch, I stream some horror games. So, as we're recording this, you have probably seen us play The Quarry and FNAF on both of our channels. But towards the end of October, we will be playing the DLC of Resident Evil Village on our respective channels too, because I would love to replay Village in third person for my eyes.
You're not gonna be able to see Ethan's face though.
Still sucks.
Ha.
Whatever.
Got him.
Can I add in? I'm sorry. You just reminded me. Just like Kimberly, for the month of October, I'm gonna try to play every single Resident Evil game.
Do it.
Good luck with that. I will join you on that.
I'm going to start tomorrow, and I'm gonna be playing Resident Evil 0 first.
Hell yeah.
Ooh. Do it.
All right. Well, this is pre-recorded, so when are you gonna start that?
Oh shit, you're right. I'm gonna start November. What the fuck?
It's September, Diane.
I'm sorry. I did a 36-hour subathon.
You're fine.
Okay.
This would have already started, so you would have already played it anyway.
It's okay, Diane.
Monday, September 26th. I'm gonna try to play all of them through October. So catch me anytime in October.
Hell yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Also, if you are on YouTube listening to this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you don't miss any notifications. You can comment some suggestions on either topics or movies or anything that you would like to hear any of our opinions on. We will be glad to have schedule changes, even though we have literally a whole entire year planned out. We will change our schedule if anything happens.
I'm Lexi, Twitch at Semi Pro Eagle. I play a variety of games there. As we said, I'll probably have been playing some of the Quarry by now. Probably getting the shit scared out of myself. No big deal. There goes Fan. He is waking up finally. Good thing he stayed asleep throughout the entire podcast. Hi, BB. I also enjoy playing Skyrim on there quite a bit. And if I still have Ultimate on my Xbox, I will be probably playing Slime Rancher 2. Because I've been playing a little bit of it in my free time, and it's healing my childhood. I fucking love it. It's so wholesome. So cute. And I do draw on there from time to time. I need to get back into that, though.
All right. Well, we also want to thank Anchor for sponsoring us.
Thank you for sponsoring us. And thank you to everybody who sent in your stories.
Hell yeah.
Anonymous, Crystal, and Adam, thank you guys so very much. And thank you, Diane, for sharing your stories with us, too.
It was very fun.
It was very fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone. Stay spooky.
I love you.